Good evening, lords and ladies. I am Night Before Dawn, and here I am playing some Space Engineers. It's modded, but as you can see, I still have my initial starting pod, and I've added a chest to it. That's because the small chests are or do not require cobalt, and at first I had a lot of trouble finding cobalt, even though there's some not very far away. I just didn't run past it for the first little while. But anyways, I'm here to give you a bit of a base tour. So here's my base. It's not the greatest right now. It's mostly functional with a little bit of beautification. And that's really about it. I'm thinking over here I may end up building a museum just because I've got this here, and I may just, as I have all of my old builds, I might just park them here and build like a exhibit with a LCD panel that explains what it is. I think that'd be kind of cool, do a little museum there. For example, like my first rover, it was literally just a explore rover with a ore detector so that I could find ores. That's why I finally found my cobalt, it's that thing. And then here's my drill unit. It took a little while to actually get to where I was using it to drill things, or to mine things, but it's a little over the top. Let's just get up on top of it here so I can show you what it's got. You already saw it has 6 drills. Let's just get in for a second. And if I press number 1 here, I have a camera in the front. Number 2 is a camera in the back. So I'm not perfectly aligned with where I'm parked, but that's fine. And that's really about it there. I have full hydrogen, and I'm using a little bit of energy right now, but that's fine, whatever. Let's get out of that seat now. I have thrusters on the top of my large cargo container, and thrusters on top of this large cargo container, and nothing on this large cargo container. So, but I have 3 large cargo containers for storage of ores. That way while I'm mining I don't have to come back immediately. And I have a hydrogen engine. That way if I run out of power in my batteries, I have this as just an emergency way to get back. And underneath that is where my batteries are. See, I've got a battery there, and I also have another battery. You can't really see it, but it's laying down behind this underneath my conveyor junction here. And then off of the back of my left side single large cargo container is a survival kit. That way when I'm out I can get heals and whatnot if I need to, and just replenish my energy. And that's really all there is there. This is where the beacon is for it, so that I don't lose it if something weird happens, or say I get it stuck and I have to fly back to base or something, which doesn't happen really anymore, but at first that kind of thing happened. I have all of my pieces surrounded in armor, so I can just not have to worry about them getting damaged as much. Behind the conveyor junction I have an O2 generator. That way if I have ice I can continually feed my hydrogen engine. And I also have another conveyor junction and a connector, which you can clearly see is connected. And the reason I used these conveyor junctions instead of the small conveyor junctions is these have the 3 small connections and 4 of the large connections. And I needed to come, well, it has 6 of the small connections. 3 on this side, and the exact opposite side has 3. So I was able to wire tube things through the cockpit, then out of the cockpit and into the hydrogen engine, then into here. So my ores and ice and rock and all that gets divided evenly among these two cargo containers. Once they fill up, then that one gets used. But I have both connections on this thing, on the O2 generator, connected to here, but that's kind of redundant because of just the way I have things set up. Because I have a large connection on both sides of this, a large connection here, a large connection between those two, a large connection between the survival kit and that, and a large connection to the connector. So I can transfer literally anything that can travel through a large connection to any part of this ship. But anyways, that's enough of that. This is the production area of my base. I have my industrial assembler and a staircase, just because I kind of like being able to come up here and access this. I have a staircase to get over top of this and on to my ship. Both are the case. I actually really like having that. You'll notice the floor is inset just to get the connectors to the right height, and I'm using a industrial refinery. I also have, I believe right here is my O2 generator, so I've got a large O2 generator going as well. I have a couple of small cargo containers like this, but not really all that much. And below it is actually just a conveyor connection or whatever. Yeah, conveyor junction for the large grid stuff. And the reason I have the conveyor junction there is, one, I wanted to connect certain things up a certain way, and I would have used the cargo container, but I didn't have any cobalt for the metal grids, and so I used that in its place, and everything worked out pretty good. The main reason I have the junction there is so that I could come back and connect to my large cargo container. And on top of that, I put a large hydrogen tank. So I have lots of storage space. At least right now it's lots. I'm not sure. But I have the power efficiency modules. I have 2 of them. And then 2 of the, which one's this? Yield modules, that's what they're called. I have 2 yield modules on my refinery, and then on the assembler I have 3 power efficiency modules. I don't care about the speed, I'm a patient fella, so whatever. I have a few more conveyor junctions, and they lead into what's upstairs. So now it's time to show you upstairs. Upstairs, which I use the refinery stairs because I just love the fact that it's got stairs built in. That is so awesome. And up here I have the cargo container and my O2 generator, completely accessible from up here. A window for viewing the loading bay, because it just looks like there should be a window there. I should put lights in here. I haven't done any lighting yet, but I digress. And this, I may put something here, I don't know. I kind of want to leave the hydrogen, excuse me, I kind of want to leave the hydrogen tank open so that you can see the levels in the hydrogen tank. My armory here is actually empty. I hardly use any of that stuff. It's just, I figured it looked like it could be like a security station where a security guard could be up here monitoring traffic through the lower part there, things like that. And maintenance could also use this area. Just that's how I see it anyway. Up here is just an observation deck where you can view things. You can even look down and see what's going on down there if you want to. It's just a nice area to take in the scenery. That's about it. And this is also where I have my med bay, or medical room. And here's my access to the hydrogen tank, which I don't want to put it there, but just the way things lined up, I didn't really have much of a choice, because yeah, I can't put anything else there right now. So, but anyways, I have this all here now. This is my landing pad. I haven't built any ships that can fly yet, but I am about to do that, and I figured it'd be nice to have a landing pad before I do that. That way when I go on my test flights and whatnot, I have a target to try and land at. And that is essentially my base. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you'd like to see more of my progression through this game, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribed. And yeah, have a good one. Thank you very much.